What's up, Scrapazoids? How are ya? Planet lovers, recyclers, recyclettes, everybody else. So I've been a little busy. My IT supplier, who I've worked with since I started this business, is closing his business, and I'm in the process of trying to clear out the 25,000 pounds of e-scrap I already bought from him, and trying to figure out where I would put the rest if I get a chance to buy it. He closed his business today very abruptly. I do have time to get my material out. He actually owns the warehouse and he owns the building, so I'm not going to have a problem picking up my order. But this is what I've been doing every day of the week for the past 2 weeks, which is why you really haven't seen much of me. This is going to probably be some really good content for me. These over here, you've seen me already take a couple of these apart. What I'm doing is I'm grouping. As everything comes in, I'll take it apart, all the same thing at the same time. It gets boring and redundant, but it's easier sorting wise. Like when I take these apart, I know I'm going to get the Xeon CPUs. I'll get some nice aluminum. I'm not going to take the gold pins off of these because I'm either going to hold them for refining or sell them to somebody who does do gold refining, so we won't be taking any of those off. They'll be sold as is. You've seen plenty of these. This is probably the newest out of the whole lot of stuff that I've got to recycle. These are probably the newest. They're dull blade servers, and you guys have seen me do plenty of those. That's a dual multi-metal socket motherboard. It's a good heavy board, and it's interesting. It comes like this. There's actually 2 boards in the blade. So what I did is we pulled all of the blades out of the server. The server case alone weighs almost 200 pounds. We pulled the power supplies, we pulled the fans. Those are all in Gaylord bins waiting to be picked up, I hope, on Monday. And it just, to me, was the smartest way to do that. These are I think these are HP Pro-Reliant boards. So we pulled, I pulled, I don't know, probably 20 or 25 blade servers apart this week. And like I said, I'm doing this all by group. I've actually got somebody I've got a local board buyer who's coming in for those Monday and Tuesday, so I spend my weekend just finishing up those Dell and HP blade servers. I picked these up today. As you can see, these are absolutely beautiful boards. And again, to all of you haters who are going to say, hey, why didn't you resell it? Good luck trying. Nobody wants it, guys. Trust me, I've tried. We've spent 2 months trying to resell this stuff. Nobody wants it. So this is from a product called Gigaport. Nobody wants it except people like us who scrap stuff. So this is from something called Gigaport, and I don't know if you can actually see in there. A lot of gold. I see tantalum capacitors. I see beautiful gold edges on the board, and I see copper heat sinks. So I'm going to get at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think there's 16, 32. I think I've got about 50 of them is what I think I've got. So I'm looking at 50 pounds of copper right off the bat. I'll get brass. Now, as far as the boards go, I probably will leave them intact. I think this is where I could resale. Is possibly reselling the boards. That looks like it's aluminum. Maybe they're not all copper. But, just like everything else, sometimes you get a variance. I think I'm going to get a lot of copper. I do see some aluminum in some of these. Well, we will see together, my friends, when we take all these apart. I see most of them look copper to me, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that was a nice surprise. So that's all of these. I'm tired, guys. I've been pushing this stuff all week long. We separated out the power supplies. This Gaylord bin is full of power supplies. This Gaylord bin is full of Cisco. These are all Cisco wired Ethernet ports. There's Mercaris. There's they call them caps, but they're wired Ethernet. You'll see these in like classrooms and stuff. They all wire into like a master server thinger. I don't know. There are some models in here that I'm actually going to put aside because they come apart as clean cast with a really high grade peripheral board in it. But yeah, I promise, I will scrap these live with you. So we're going to have some really great content coming up. Yeah, see, I had a couple of different models of these. So maybe they're not all going to be, this one's copper, that one's I see aluminum. But what I do see is gold edged, beautiful boards. I think they're going to be a really great scrap out. And those are Gigaports. I got some Cisco 6700 series. Those are still at the warehouse. I'm going to try to, I got to go get those Monday. And there's just a lot of really great material. It's all servers. There's no, there's really no junk in here. This place was the go-to for technology equipment for the longest time in this area. At the bottom just fell out. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I mean, they were huge. Their business was huge. And I know because I've been dealing with them a long time. You know, just like everything else, you get to a point you just get tired of it all, I guess. Now, this is a product called F5. That actually is the name of the product. And these are all full-size blade servers. They're really not too heavy. They're not too bad. I'm not sure what I've got underneath here. See, we pulled all the blade servers apart, and I left the carcasses up at the warehouse. The backplane boards are too hard to get at for me. The fellow I sold them all to, he's willing to go in and grab all that out of there. So I pretty much sold him the cases at steel price, and he's going to come down and get them. That's some kind of a switch, I guess, huh? Yeah, see, here's the thing, it's F5. So this is probably just actually they all kind of look like switchy things. Big IP 8900 series F5. I took one apart the other day to see what was in it. They weren't bad. So I got to get these out of the car. They're not too heavy. I actually can lift these. But I got to get all this into the pod, and it's a nice breeze blowing right now, but I want to try to do that before the end of the night. I want to try to get all this cleared out. So that Gaylord is full of PCs, and that one is full of Ciscos. I've got 1,000 pounds of those wired Ethernet ports. They're not all very good, like the Cisco Aeronets and stuff. Some of them are really great, and some of them are crapola. There's a lot of plastic, very low-grade peripheral boards in them. This is their most recent offering. I will keep one of each aside just to show you. I know this one, this model is not really great. There's only a peripheral board in there and a lot of plastic and a lot of steel. But the other ones that I showed you that are inside over there, those I have aside because I can get nice clean cast aluminum plus a really good peripheral board. So you know, a lot of this will be winter sales. But yeah, these we're gonna do okay here, guys. And like I said, that's why you really haven't seen much of me. I've been, you know, the more I get out, the better off I am, because when he closes, he's done. He actually technically is done today, but I've still got a lot to pick up, and I got to try to finish next week, and then I'm going to take a couple weeks off for a little vacation, and come back and get at it. Alan Orgas is still sitting in there waiting to get finished. But you know, like I said, if I can put it in the pod, I can do it at my own pace. Yeah, we're going to be put in a garage over here on the side of the yard. I'll get a prefab, so that won't be too bad. And then I'll be able to get rid of the pod and just move the workshop over into the to the garage and get my yard and get my house back. So that'll be good. But these look like going to be an intriguing scrap, guys. And yeah, we'll be doing, try to get back live with you, and hopefully some interesting content. I think we're going to see some beautiful boards. Just not sure how to. I've tried selling the blades individually. I tried selling the whole units. The best value is going to be. It sounds awful to say. The best value is take them apart and scrap them. It really is. They're just beautiful boards. I can just imagine seeing these boards in a shadow box. I think they're really great for somebody who wants to do a design room. So, old Scrappy D's got some work to do, but I'm just about done for the day. I'm going to put these things into the pot. It won't take me too long. And I'm going to go have a beer and call it a night. Have a good weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon.